Holy crap, man.
Okay.
We're in trouble, Tarnish.
Ouch.
Tarnish, we're fucked.
Alright, let's go ahead and get into chapter 16. So when we left off with you two, you were escorting Saoirse and Amy out to the landing site where Amy's companions had been sent, and were ambushed along the way by a group of large, even larger than Amy's suit, these battle suits. And they had identified themselves as servants of the Lord Cauchy and had attempted to capture you through some craziness and maybe a little miscommunication and whatnot. You ended up fighting back, but they unleashed the hellfire from their magic and dropped a couple fireballs on you guys and took you out. Sevina was able to damage one of their units and escape in wolf form. Saoirse turned into her dragon form and flew away, but was chased by an ancient giant green dragon just over the ridge. So you don't know what has happened to them.
I'm sorry, did you say ancient green dragon?
Yes. The biggest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
In the battlefield.
Yeah.
Chased her. So you were both knocked unconscious and then brought back to consciousness by their healers. You're bound up, your possessions were taken, and you marched through the forest into the jungle and down into Lord Cauchy's camp. You were searched. You're basically now, inventory-wise, just have your basic clothing. Your armor is gone, your weapons are gone, all of your basic possessions are not available to you at the moment. Before you were captured, Tarnish, in an attempt to warn Lord Lawrence, had activated the sending stone, tried to send him a message, and then ditched the stone along with a couple other stones to try to get some information to him. It's now mid-afternoon. You're conscious. You're still quite injured and quite beat up, but you're in this sort of hastily constructed structure that is made of hides and old sheets and whatnot that has been erected to be some sort of a holding cell. When you're brought in, you see that there are 3 Azamar already in this sort of cell, crumpled up in the corner, just sort of lying there. Amy is brought to the structure shortly after you. She's been removed from her mangled suit, and now she's also unable to really move that much and is added to the group. So, what would you guys like to do?
So are we both at 1 HP right now?
Mm-hmm.
Are we alone with just the other Asimar?
It's just the 2 of you, and then Amy, and then the other 3 Azamar.
Do they take my focusing device for spell casting?
If it was not something that was physically embedded in your body, then yeah.
No, it was a part of my staff, which I turned into a cool hammer. So.
Right. Yeah, all that stuff was taken.
Okay.
So unfortunately, you guys are at quite the low point right here.
All right, Neart, we have nothing but our wits with us. Doesn't bode well for you, does it?
What? Sorry, I was distracted. Neart gave himself an additional 3 HP.
Okay.
By using healing hands, and he's going to then reach over to Tarnish and give him 10 using his lay on hands.
Great.
Oh, thank you so much. I really needed that.
And he's going to give Amy's going to be useless. He'll give himself the last 5 he has. Okay. So that'll take care of all of my lay on hands for the day.
Just one thing to note is that when Amy's brought in, even though she can't really move that much, you can see that she's very excited to see the other 3 there. And so they can speak, but they're speaking in their own language. finished and stuff. So they're sort of chattering just a little bit. Near you pick up a few things, but it's mostly just like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're alive. We were so worried about you. Things like that.
Do they seem to be affected by the atmosphere, or are they able to like breathe normally?
They can breathe
They're
normally.
okay.
You can see that the other three seem a little bit more like able to move than Amy. Amy's been in her suit since she got here. They've had a couple of days
Gotcha.
where they've been able to start moving around, so they can sort of like push themselves up a little bit, but there's no way they're going to be able to stand up or walk or anything like that.
Okay.
Well, looks like it's on us to figure out how to get out of here. These three are next to worthless. No offense.
Well, I think the reason why we're still alive, frankly, is that they see some value in both of us being here. I think our best course of action is to play along and see what they want from us, and maybe we can gather intel and find ways to, I don't know, find an escape route or gather information to send back to the fort. I did send a message on the sending stone, so hopefully they know of our predicament, and God only knows where Sevina is, so I think that we need to just do our best to get along here and find out what we can discover.
I agree. I don't think we are in a good position tactically. Additionally, I am worried about Sevina. But also, Saoirse, did you see the size of that creature?
I couldn't believe my eyes. That was the biggest dragon I've ever seen.
Yes, very large. Anyway, let us hope that Lord Lawrence can be brought here with reinforcements by Sevina, but I agree until then we should play along.
Neart, are you able to speak with the other Asimars that are here with us?
I can at least talk to Amy, and she seems to be able to speak to them, but I pick up a bit of what they're saying, yes.
Maybe we could gather intel from them based on what they've observed or who they've been in contact with.
Fair enough, let's go.
And we'll turn around and
I'll keep watch while you have a conversation.
Okay, that sounds good.
and Neart goes back and
It's like, all right, how bad is it?
And you're able to understand them, and they say, we after we crashed, we were ambushed by, and they sort of point out into the sort of courtyard area where you see the various battle mechs and stuff, and say we were ambushed by 5 of them, and they made short work of us and destroyed our suits, and luckily they healed us after they beat us up and put us in this cell. We don't speak their language, and they apparently don't have any kind of way to communicate with us. So they've basically held us in this cell. They've tried to talk to us a few times, but we don't know what they're saying. It's like they'll point at some stuff and be like, "Okay, we know you're indicating our exosuits. What are you asking? We don't know." So, we can tell you that they probably have about 15, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more of these, big battle suits, and they've been finishing up. It looks like the last of them, the real big one there. They've been working on that non-stop since they brought us here, and they just put the arms onto it just yesterday. So I think it's pretty close to being done, but I don't really know, how to build these things. So I don't really know for certain, but it looks like they're getting close to having that really big one finished.
Are their suits similar in construction to yours from what you can tell?
From what we can tell, they are much more advanced. In some ways, our suits are much sort of better put together, better thought out, much sort of more compact, but some of the things that we've observed them doing are things that we have never seen anyone do before. They carve these large symbols into it, inlay them with strange metals, and then they start to glow. This is completely outside the realm of anything that we understand. So, I would say they're probably in some ways way more advanced than what we have, and in some ways, much simpler.
It sounds like they're leveraging the source in order to further empower their machines. in your suits, perhaps hopefully in theirs, are there any weak points, self-destruct mechanisms, things that we could use tactically?
I mean, each of our suits has sort of an energy core that is shielded, has extra armor plating around it, just in case, because that's the unit that controls everything. But there's access panels and stuff that can be opened to get in there to do maintenance. And so if you were able to take off one of these access panels, you'd have direct access to the core, which would disable the suit right away if you could knock that out. I don't know where that would be located on their machines, but I would assume it would be similar, probably in the chest area, since the pilot sort of sits on top and where the head of the thing would be if it was like a person, but not 100% sure.
Let me just check something real quick. I don't know if I have any slots left.
I feel like Tarnish has been like half listening to this, but with his back to the group and trying to just keep an eye out for patrols to try to gather information. So can I make a perception check? Just
go ahead and make a
passive
perception
to
check.
see what's going on here.
And as you're looking out, you see all sorts of people of different races, different sort of looks. You see some people that are wearing like the uniforms of the fort. Some people that are wearing more sort of local kind of garb, as far as like forestman kind of stuff. So
Rolled a 5 perception.
5 perception.
Yeah.
It's pretty overwhelming. You're constantly getting distracted by the giant robot at the end here, which you're just thinking, oh my gosh, how many hours, how many resources is that taking? That is just it's terrifying, but it's also awe-inspiring and just really making you see what the possibilities are. As you're looking at that, you sort of look down and you notice Patina's mangled body next to the chests where they put your stuff. You can see there, it looks from this distance like mostly it's just the accessories that have been destroyed, and that the main core of the unit seems to be intact. Of course, you can't tell if there's something pierced it and damaged the inside, but you think that if you can recover that, you could, in a very short period of time, with your knowledge and tools, you could repair Patina and make Patina even stronger, faster, and better.
Cool.
After speaking with the others, Neart's going to come to Tarnish and he's going to say,
The machines have some sort of power core, at least the ones that,
and he gestures toward the Asmar,
that they have, but I have an idea. I can cast one more spell today. When they come to take us, before whoever is leading this camp, I will cast Detect Magic and see if I can locate where the sources potentially are on their suits.
I think that's a good idea. The only thing I would caution is that I do believe that they have already inscribed runes, magical runes, on different parts of these monstrosities, and perhaps those would deter the Detect Magic spell, but it could still be worthwhile to see if a stronger magical glow maybe comes from the source. I know in talking to Amy that she mentioned that there was some kind of electrical elemental force that is the source of what is running these machines. And I think that I have some abilities with elemental magic, and maybe we could and Tarnish might want to do like a history check to see what he knows about lightning magic and see if there's a way to
You
like
could do history or arcana. Either of those would be applicable.
Okay, so I want to do arcana to see like what I could suss out about overriding like lightning magic. So that's a 10 total.
Okay. Well,
no,
you do know.
I can give you guidance. I'll give you guidance. You
Get
get a
guidance on here?
D4.
12.
Okay. So you do know that from what you've seen of Lord Cauchy's particular suits, that it seems like they're incorporating all the width and breadth of all arcane magic. If the core of it was just an electrical core, hitting it with opening the panel and throwing a bucket of water in there would be a very effective way to do that, to damage it. But if it's an arcane thing that's using more than just the electrical, that probably wouldn't do anything to it. But if it was just lightning, if it was just utilizing lightning, then opening the panel and throwing a bucket of water in there would fry the thing.
Okay. If only we had dispel magic at our assistance, we could make some kind of plan. Neart, I was thinking, perhaps I should act as a bit of a turncoat, and maybe they would put me with the other artificers as a resource for them to build these machines, and I could get in there and I could learn more about how they work, and maybe I could gather more information that way.
You intend to put on a ruse?
Acting. Remember, it's
Oh.
it's acting the way that we are not ourselves, but that.
Like the sheep, yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, fine. Just remember, you were a turncoat and not a sheep.
Yes, exactly. But my allegiances will lie with you and Sevina and our new Asimar friends. But if they do come by and try and separate us, I think that it's in our best interest to go with it.
All right. I, too, will attempt this acting. We shall be honored amongst them, yes. They will take us into the fold.
Yes, we'll see how that goes.
And so, Amy calls over to you to get your attention, and she says, is your communicator still active in your?
Yeah, it's
video?
still there.
If you could, since I don't have access to my comms, since I'm not in the suit, if you could check in with HQ, let them know that we have located, the other three, and that we're together, but that we're without our exosuits and we're currently stranded.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Could they send more?
We have additional suits. They are building more suits. The plan has always been to send scout parties and whatnot to try to ascertain if we could survive on the surface. So it's possible that they could drop us additional suits.
All right, so Neart goes back in the corner away, and he touches the back of his neck, and he's like,
Hello? Come in.
Neart, we're hearing you. Neart, we're hearing you. Go ahead.
I don't have long. We've been taken by Lord Cauchy's men. They have removed Amy's armor, and
there's three others, right?
there are 3 additional members of your crew here, all without their suits. Could you drop some on us?
Yes, we can. We have 4 additional suits ready to go. 2 of the same models that we've already sent, and 2 of the upgraded 2nd generation suits. It's going to take us a little bit of time to get ourselves into an orbit to where we can deliver those, to you. It would probably be somewhere around early morning before we're able to drop those, but they will be able to drop them within about a quarter mile of your location. We do have your beacon, we have Amy's, and the 3 lost people that we had dropped with Amy, Yegar, Ace, and Vera. Can you verify that they are all in decent health?
Well, they're sort of laying about like louts, but I think it's because they have much muscle atrophy.
Yes,
I
that
believe
would
it
be
was
it.
called in the
It's gonna
books.
take some time for them to get adjusted, but it's good to know that they are alive and well.
I mean, they appear to be doing as well as possible.
Well as can be expected.
Yes.
Is there anything else, any other information that you have for us, or anything else you might need from us?
You don't happen to have like 30 guys you could send down?
No, unfortunately, we're not at that capacity yet. We have been, building these suits as fast as we can to try to service our exploration operations, but we don't at all have anything like an invasion force ready to go.
Last thing he says is,
Tarnish and I will be playing as turncoats. Disregard any of our commitments to Cauchy.
Copy that.
All right. Do your best to drop those suits right where we are.
Yeah, we'll give you a heads up once the launch happens, and once the launch happens, it takes about 15 minutes for them to reach the surface. So we'll give you a heads up over the comms once we launch.
Great. All right.
And he goes and he relays all this info to Tarnish.
So, did you tell him about the dragon? Did you tell him about the giant mech that they're imbuing with magical power?
Shit.
And he turns around and goes back into the corner.
Hey guys, couple more things.
Oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, giant dragon. Big dragon. So, watch
Dragon,
out.
you
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
As in, like, the big flying lizard creature from Legend?
Yes.
Interesting.
Ancient. Very big.
Oh, we have nothing that's going to help you with that. I'm very, very sorry.
We have a dragon, but also it is very young and small.
Well, then maybe you should talk to your dragon about the other dragon. That's all I can really think of.
Noted. Additionally, Lord Cauchy appears to have built a mech 4 times at least in size of the
You'd
others.
estimate that's probably like 60 feet tall.
It is massive. It would serve us better to try to steal it, but I don't know that I can facilitate that. Just send us whatever you can.
Well,
It's bad.
I wish that we could send you our 100-foot tall mech, but unfortunately that requires a whole process of someone attuning to it, and none of us can pass the strength trial. So, if you can get your butt up here, since you've been down on the surface and have some muscles to you, there's a decent chance you might be able to drive that thing.
Okay. Well, just come and pick me up then.
Unfortunately, we don't really have ways to get back up here. There is an option. I hesitate to tell you about it over comms here, just because it's a little bit of an explanation, but if you let Amy know that gloves are off, she can tell you everything, then she'll tell you our plan to get them back up here.
Is that like a code phrase?
Yeah, tell her the gloves are off. She can tell you everything that she knows.
Okay. All right, Neart, out.
And he goes back and he...
All right, I told them about the dragon. They were really not excited about that. They thought they were make-believe.
What?
I know. Look, these space folks know nothing.
They didn't have any histories or any strategies for how to take out an ancient green dragon?
No. Additionally, they are concerned about the size of Cauchy's mech. However, if I can get back to the station, they have a bigger mech.
Yes. Of course, that's what we need to do. We need to get... Wait, did you say you need to go to the station?
Yes.
But they're up in the heavens?
Yes.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know, but he told me to tell Amy the gloves were off, so...
She's not wearing gloves right now.
I know, I don't understand what it means.
I'm very confused. Okay, well, go talk to Amy, I guess.
All right, just another moment. Have you seen anything? Has anyone come by?
I just keep looking up at the mech. It's so terrifying but beautiful. Look at it. It's just amazing. I'll try and keep a better eye out.
Well,
You can throw another perception check at me real quick there, since it has been some time with
Okay.
near talking to HQ.
19.
19, that's much better. So you do notice the spy master that you guys had outed as Cauchy's spy. You see her in the camp. You don't see anybody else that you recognize, but you can see that this group over here are repairing these two. This was the one that got the arm blown off. This one was damaged by the fireballs, and you can see that there is like a gnome or a halfling in a small little mech that's like
A
the thing
service
that
kind
they're
of thing.
using to bring over extra supplies or to lift up, things like that. And you can see that that seems to have been cobbled together from pieces of mechs like Amy's exosuit.
Okay.
That they basically have pulled the pieces, and that was probably the first one they built, was this little thing that they cobbled together from existing suits.
The spy master, would she recognize me or Neart as like they shouldn't be trusted if we were trying to act as turncoats? Like, would she rat us out
I would
possibly?
say that's entirely possible.
Okay.
Your experience with her, if I remember, was busting into the room with like 10 other people,
Yeah.
and she dimension doored out.
Yeah.
So I think there's a very good chance that she probably doesn't remember that you guys were there.
Mhm.
But it's entirely possible that she does, and if she does, then of course she would raise the questions of, wait, these guys are the ones that helped to capture.
I'm gonna point her out to Neart if
Okay.
you're still around and just say,
Mhm.
try to avoid coming into contact with this one. That's the spy that we ran out of town back at the fort. She might rat us out if we come into contact with her.
All right. If I get the opportunity, I'll kill her.
Okay, sure.
All right.
And he goes over to talk to Amy. Says,
Okay.
Look, I don't know what this means because I'm not wearing any, but they said the gloves are off. What does that mean?
That is a code for if we reached the surface and met other people, inhabitants here who were friendly, and that we could then share the sort of full details of our plan with.
Okay.
I have wanted to share these with you for a while because I've come to trust and like and enjoy being with all of you. I think you are good people. I'm so glad that you're the ones who found me. Obviously, there are not good people in this world as well who found my friends. So, our primary mission, the four of us, were sent here to try to find this specific site that we are on top of right now. It was an installation in the old world that was for war, making war on the other side of the world from here. This complex has 3 silos that contained missiles. These are tall things that can be shot up into the sky
Are you
and then land a far way away and blow something up.
like magic missiles, yes?
Sure, I'm not quite sure the difference between a magic missile and a regular missile, but sure, that I mean, we can start with that.
Is it like a trebuchet but underground?
Similar, yeah, sure. It's like a catapult or a trebuchet that is going to send something that's going to explode. So when we were attacked and they hit us with those fireballs,
Yes.
if you can imagine a fireball large enough to completely destroy Fort Endeavor. That's what we're talking about
Oh.
here. Now, each of these missiles have what's known as a MERV warhead on top of them, which
Who's
stands for
Who's Merv?
Multiple Independently Targeted Reentry Vehicles. These are multiple of these bombs that spread out, multiple explosions, and would level the entire countryside. So this is not something that we want these particular people to have, obviously, but if we can remove them and remove the materials that make these explosions happen, we can repurpose them to run our power reactors for the station. Now, 2 of these missiles have been converted before the disaster that sort of set our world into motion. 2 of them were converted into cargo vessels to send cargo and people up to the space station. 1 of them was kept as a weapon. The other 2 were converted into civilian use. All 3 are still there. From what we're able to tell from our computer system, we've been able to access Their main computers, they are still intact, they are still fueled, they are still operational. So we need to get to the one that is still armed, remove the uranium and plutonium cores, and then get to one of the return rockets to get back to the station. The access for that is this plaza here. It's underground there. So that was our particular mission. We were sent here, yes, to investigate and see if we can live on the surface, but really we're here to try to get the fuel we need to refuel our reactors and so that our city will not fall from the sky.
Well, we'll need to get you close to the missile. Tarnish, you're the only one who I think could take something out of one of these
It's
old
pretty
world
simple.
creations.
I have trained in the procedures. If we can get additional exosuits, we can remove them very quickly. Otherwise, I can guide you through removing the access panels and removing the cores.
Oh, speaking of, yes, they're sending some.
So, additional suits.
Yes, 4.
Oh, excellent, excellent. That is a huge relief because I feel like I'm completely useless dead weight and having to have you guys do everything. I'll be able to help as soon as we can get me into one of those suits.
Your assessment is correct.
So these, where these missiles are they hidden right now, or are they in the fort here somewhere? Does Lord Cauchy know that they're here? Do we know? Are they obvious to?
As far as I know, they are underground under a security system that I have the access for, and they shouldn't be able to have gotten into them without us knowing on the station, because there are security systems, and we've tied our computers into their security systems to be able to make sure that the things we needed were still intact.
I see. Well, I suppose our main mission then should be to locate one of these underground missiles, and Amy can come with us or give us instructions on how to remove the power core. How large is this? It must be quite big.
For the missiles, no. They are small, compact devices about this big.
Huh.
But a device this big, so much energy in this thing will level a city. Or power a city. So it just depends on how you utilize the energy.
I would like to study that. That's quite a large amount of power in such a small vesicle. That is fascinating. Okay, well, let's try and find one.
All right, I think perhaps your ruse idea may help us.
I think it's our only option.
If we can gain mobility around the camp with some level of trust.
I think we'll need a distraction to, once we are prepared to launch from this center section of where we are right now, I think that we'll need to draw away Lord Cauchy and some of the more heavily armored people, so maybe we can get a message to Sevina somehow, and she could distract with some kind of reinforcements while we carry out our own plan.
That might be a good idea.
But how do we contact Sevina?
I don't have any way to contact her.
Doesn't she always talks about dreams? Isn't she said that she talked to someone in her dreams, or they talked to her in her dreams?
Ben? Was his name Ben?
Ben.
Ben.
You guys want to make
Glenn. That was his name. Yes.
So you can make a roll if you don't actually remember.
I do remember.
I'm glad.
That guy who was odd.
Yes, he was quite odd from what I've heard. Well, maybe next time we sleep, we try to dream of Glenn?
Speaking of, it might behoove us to take a bit of a rest while we wait.
I suppose, as long as they let us rest.
And the sun's sort of starting to go down at this point, and you see a couple of the guards are coming up with like a little tray of some food and stuff, and some water and whatnot.
Can we take a short rest, if not
Yep.
a long rest?
You can get a short rest right now. You'll get a long rest in a little bit,
Okay.
but you can do short rest now. At least to get, hit dice or whatever.
Yes.
Yes. And so after the sun finishes going down, you have a little bit of, it's a very, sort of simple rations and stuff. It's not anything fancy. And coming out of sort of the main area there, we have a gentleman in sort of silk robes with like dragons and stuff embroidered all over. They're flowing. He's got sort of big mop of hair, mustache, and no shirt on under this robe. He's wearing sort of shorts and stuff. And he walks over and he's got this strange device in his hand. And there's like a bugbear walking over there with him. And the bugbear is lighting fireworks on fire and throwing them. So there's occasionally you hear bang. And so this guy walks up to you, takes this device, lights a flame, and you bubbles and stuff, and then he goes, oh, lets out this big cloud of smoke, and he looks over at you guys. His eyes are now like wild and stuff. He's like, you guys want to play baseball?
The hell is baseball?
No, okay, no, don't worry about it. Thought I'd offer. Puts it down. The guy walking around behind him throws another firecracker. He looks over and goes, don't worry, that's Cosmo. He's a bugbear.
Yes.
Now, I want to know, do either of you know how to talk to your companions in there? Huh?
We speak
Yeah.
common,
Yeah.
and I
He takes another hit off the bubbler. Yeah, you speak common?
I'm Tarnish, by the way. What's your name?
My name is Cauchy.
Oh, of course. I've heard so much about you.
Oh,
This is my camp. You were brought here. I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure that my assistants, my friends, probably told you a little bit about me, right? Told you that they were bringing you here at least.
I mean, it wasn't exactly.
Wait! I love this song. There's no music playing. Okay.
Your people were a bit on the rough side with their introduction.
Yep. But they have healing spells, revivifies and stuff. So even if they splatter you on the ground, they can bring you back up, and then you can join us. You can help us. Help us help everyone.
How does that work? Help everyone.
Well, and he looks over at the Fort Asimar. An invasion. Has begun. Haven't you seen the beachhead? And he points at them. An invasion from the sky. The sky chariot. It's not a dead, undead dragon circling our world, man. It's a city. And they're coming here. They're invading. And they have these giant freaking suits. We saw them straight through the sky. And we found them. We're going to build enough suits to resist them. We will not be their slaves, man!
I think you're a genius. Seeing what you've done with these mechanical marvels.
Man of education and taste right here. I can see you right here before me! Wait! You just gotta hear the drum part for a second.
Of course.
Do you hear any music, Tarnish?
Okay, alright, what were you saying?
I think that with my tinkering abilities and your visionary skills, I could really be of use to help. We could go beyond just the sky chariot. We could expand to the far reaches of the known world with this kind of technology and this kind of army that you're assembling.
That's what I've been saying. That's what the Mark IIIs are for. That's why we designed them. That's why we're going to have to go sack Fort Endeavor. That's why we're going to have to sack all the cities along the border. Because you know what? We need all those supplies to build more of the Mark IIIs. And the Mark IIIs will bring peace. Peace through war, my friends.
You're not incorrect.
And he, like, does like a...
Neart Trig, Paladin of the Citadel of Creation, at your service. Your
Excellent.
acts of creation are marvelous.
Truly.
They
truly.
are quite astounding.
Mm-hmm.
The Forge Master definitely speaks through you.
Sure, man, sure. The Forge freaking Master.
How can we aid you? I can speak to your captors.
Ask them how many. How many are coming? When are they coming? Where are they going to land? Are they landing here? Because they've now sent 2 expeditions to this site, man. So there's something here that they want. Something that they're going to use to control us.
So, I will ask.
And Neart walks back there, and he's going to try to be quiet about the conversation, but they can't understand
He
him
has
anyway.
no idea.
Yeah.
This guy is fucking crazy. Like, off his rocker. I thought Tarnish was bad.
You're not hearing
So,
this, and
Lord
you can't
Cauchy,
understand it.
I'm just making small talk while you're doing. I would be so eager to learn from you and everything. Maybe after my friend Neart is finished gathering intelligence for you, you could give us a tour of your amazing camp you've built here?
Yeah. In the morning, though. Because I'm a little tired right now.
Really?
Yeah.
How many?
Fuck it. You know what? You guys... Nah. Never mind.
No, go on. Say what
No,
you're
no,
gonna
no,
say.
no,
I
no,
wanna hear.
Well, I was going to ask if maybe you wanted to pick the color scheme for the next Mark III. You got red and black on this one, which was my choice.
Yes.
Because I feel that those are, like, the red is very, it's like blood. Black is like night. And those are things that drive fear into your enemies. So what kind of color scheme do you think? Purple and gold?
You know what I
Say
was
purple.
thinking? I was thinking red is a very powerful color.
It is. It is. Very.
And you don't want anything too flashy and reflective in the daylight, so maybe something darker. Maybe black would be a good alternate color.
Right, but then you're
scheme.
just ripping me off. And I don't want people to rip me off. And if you're just going to come in here and just rip off the things that I'm already doing, then, like, what's the point of you even being here?
But let me tell you something that you could do. You could call yourself the Blood Knight, and that would be a powerful stance.
Knight. Now, would that be Blood N-I-G-H-T or K-N-I-G-H-T?
K.
You've blown this man's mind. He's staring off into nowhere. Out of sort of the shadows comes the spy master, who sort of taps him on the shoulder, takes a second, looks at her. She goes, "My lord, I have some information for you. If you would step with me for a moment." She takes him aside. They whisper together. He's like, "Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Everybody mount up! In your suits! We're headed out! I want all the Mark IIs! Mark III, I don't care that the blast plating on the front isn't finished. We're taking it out!" And so a couple of the other artificers come up and are asking about the damaged ones. And he's like, no, leave those here, and then leave those 2 over there. That's these 2 here. Just to guard the camp. Rest of us, Rough Riders, mount up! And they all start getting in the mechs, and it's nighttime, right? And so they start to, and they start moving out away from the camp.
I will interrogate your prisoners.
He's not listening.
Bye, Steve. Cauchy.
For the Blood Knight, as he walks away.
All right.
Tarnish, this man scares me quite a bit.
He is insane. I did not mean to insult you. I apologize. I just...
What?
No, nothing.
Okay, well, I think he just said that they're going to leave some of their mechanical mechs behind. Maybe.
Yeah, so out of the 15 or so, there's 4 left, so like 10 or so.
And is everyone leaving, or are they leaving behind guards?
Like the sort of the mechanics and non-soldiers are there, and there's a few, scattering of guards, but the vast majority of their forces all just mounted up and headed out.
And we're still locked in the cage.
Yep, they're still locked in there, and the 2 guards on your cage are still there. So.
Well, we're kind of up the creek without a paddle now.
But you can traverse a creek without a paddle sometimes, yes? We just need to use our ingenuity.
All right.
Can I try and pick the lock to the cell, subtly?
If you want to investigate it first, go ahead and roll an
I
investigation
will
check.
investigate. Okay, 12.
Okay.
I'll use guidance so you can get a D4 on that.
13.
Hey, every little bit helps.
Okay, so you inspect sort of how it's, and it's not a pickable lock. It's more like you could definitely, undo it, but it's, sort of rope that's been tied up around this thing. So you could undo it, but it's not a traditional lock.
Neart, you have access to quite a brilliant spell, don't you?
What?
You can command people to do your wishes?
I can try. There's no guarantee it will work, and it won't be helpful.
I think we're far beyond guarantees in this situation, my friend. We don't have to do it right now, but I think we need a way to get out of this cell eventually. Let's come up with a plan.
When one of the guards goes to relieve themselves, and there's only one here, I can try it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I had thought about,
And he points at one of the Asimars.
I could punch that one in the nose, and while they are bleeding and or unconscious, we could try to make a case that they need medical attention,
Okay.
and that Cauchy would be upset if they didn't survive, and perhaps we need to put them in a suit to keep them alive.
Oh, I see. That's a very interesting plan.
It will go perfectly.
You know what? I believe in you, friend. I'll follow your lead.
And so as you guys are discussing this, Tarnish, in the back of your mind, you hear Lord Lawrence's voice come through. You hear, Tarnish, it's Lawrence. I'm using a sending scroll.
Huh?
We have gotten word from Sevina that you have been captured by Lord Cauchy. We are planning a rescue. I will update you as we have more information. You can reply to this message.
Hi, Lord Lawrence. Hope you are well. We are in captivity with three other Asimar folks. I do believe Lord Cauchy is insane, and I think that they know you are coming. They are sending their full force of troops with advanced mechanical fighters.
That's where we'll sort of cut you off.
Goodbye.
It's supposed to be a 25 word limit, but I don't mind if it's if it's a little bit longer than that. But I'm not gonna let you write enough. So he sends another.
Dearest Lord Lawrence, it has been a fortnight since I have seen you.
That was a little bit of the vibe I got.
That's how
from the beginning.
Tarnish writes letters to his friends and family.
Hey, no, that's great.
Yeah, so you get another message back, and he says, I don't have a lot of sending scrolls, but I am aware that I'm very glad to hear that Cauchy's forces have left. We sent information through our double agent, false information to him, to lure him out as part of our attempt to rescue you. You can reply to this message.
Dear Lord Lawrence, it's so wonderful to hear from you again. Good plan.
You got 12 left.
Is there anything else that we need to tell him?
Dragon.
Do be aware of what appears to be, perhaps, an ancient green dragon. Most sincerely, Tarnish Stormcoil, Artificer of the Fort Endeavor.
You've gone far too far.
Your signature was almost longer than the message. It's great.
I think you got Ancient Dragon in there, but then I think it cuts off with, like, sincerely yours best, Tarnish Stormcoil. Esquire.
So you don't get another message back from Lawrence, but at least you know that there is a rescue being mounted. I'll sort of retcon one thing. He'll add that they're planning. The rescue is planned for early morning the next day. So.
Okay. So one more full day of.
No, it would be
in the
basically when you wake up the next morning. That's
all
when
hell's
they're
gonna break
freedom.
loose.
They're gonna send you a message that everybody's in place.
All right. I'll relay all this information to my friend Neart, and then also our SMR. You can then tell them.
There are people coming. We may have to utilize you as a ruse.
Okay.
Don't be mad when I punch you.
Yeah, and Yegar, the tougher looking guy is like, you can punch me, that's fine. I'm already beat up.
Yeah.
Did you tell them that we value them as compatriots in this endeavor?
Why would I do that?
Because we're on the same team.
Oh, yes, okay, fine. You are doing a great job.
Thumbs up from Tarnish as he says it. It's very difficult to communicate with them. You really are an important, valuable person right now. You're the only one who can speak to these people. You should remember that if Lord Cauchy ever tries to murder you.
That's a good point, Tarnish. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Okay, well, good night.
All right, and I guess we go to bed, but...
All right. So while you're sleeping, let's see here. I've got a couple of dream sequences for you, obviously.
Oh, boy.
So you dream of working the bellows at a great forge, watching a smith work a piece of armor with a big hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look up and you see that it's Amy, the smith, but she's not like the size she is now. She's the size of her suit. So
Good.
she's a 10-foot tall person making this piece of armor. And then as you're doing that, Glenn pops into your dream. It's like, wow, she's really tall, man. You got some cool dreams going on here.
I was hoping you might show up.
Yeah, so Sevina's been in touch with me. I've been sort of acting as a little bit of, moving information around between the different parties and stuff. So here's the current status of plans. Sevina has, now I don't know what all of this stuff means, so I'm just relaying stuff. Something about a bunch of wolves, and then your friend Saoirse, and the thing that she can, like, turn into. I don't know what that means, but is what Sevina told me to do.
Got it.
So
Understood.
her and her cousins are on the way to help you. They should all be here sometime in the morning. Lord Lawrence is supposed to send sending spell messages to everybody involved from when everybody's going to start their part of the plan. So we've got the wolves, Still, I don't understand, man. They're gonna like attack the south part of the camp away from where you guys are. Sevina knows where you guys are. I don't know why he just became a redneck, but you know, he's supposed to be a surfer. So, but
Man.
let's get into that. Woo! Okay, so yeah,
Lord
so,
Cauchy used it all up. That's
yeah, I know. Got all of it. But
Dude's a
yeah, so
meth.
Sevina's going to show up and is basically going to try to spring you guys, and she's got some allies with her that are going to be able to get you the heck out of Dodge. Lawrence has sent out sort of fake plans of what he's going to do, and they're laying an ambush for Cauchy's people. Are going to try to keep them occupied while you guys get out and escape, or out of not me being Glenn, if you guys wanted to go to the silos and stuff.
All right. Thank you for this information.
You're welcome, man. I'm gonna go check in with Tarnish and his dreams. I was supposed to do that too, so catch you on the flip side. And he poofs out your dream. Tarnish is dreaming. Tarnish dreams of a funeral.
Oh no.
Patina's mangled body has been lowered into a pool of lava and being melted down. You hold the central control unit in your hands. And you turn from the lava and you hold this thing aloft. The remaining sort of pieces of its head turns to you and it speaks. And it says, "I want to live. Can you make me alive, Tarnish?" And then Glenn pops in and is like, "I think maybe, man, maybe you just want to be a father. Maybe that's what this means."
What are you? You're Glenn.
I'm Glenn.
What
I'm
are you?
Glenn. I help people in their dreams, and that would be for a therapy session in the future when...
Patina is gone.
Yes, and I can help you deal with that shit. But right now, I just got to tell you about what the plan is. And so he tells you basically the same thing that Lawrence has laid this trap, and that Sevina will be coming to try to spring you guys from the prison.
That sounds like a logical plan, but you should tell Sevina that Lord Cauchy is crazy, and maybe he will act in ways we cannot foresee.
That's totally. I will totally relay that to her. She's the next dream, actually the last dream that I'm going to be going to before the night's over. So, is there any other messages you want me to send her?
Tell her to hold her loved ones close.
That's good. And then all of a sudden he looks off. His eyes start to panic. He grabs you by the shoulder and he goes, "Tarnish, you have to," and then he's gone.
That was weird. Well, Patina, it's been fun, but we'll build you back better. We'll make you into something that can't be easily destroyed this time.
And you hear, yes, you will. And you turn and you see this woman with long green hair and bright red eyes and pale skin, and she just laughs and then fades away. And that, my friends, is where we're going to end this chapter. We'll pick back up with the morning and the
What
rescue
the
chapter.
hell?